Okay, folks, we're here today to tell you the 5 things that you need to know about travel points and why you need to get in the game today.
Absolutely. Now, we want you to know that we are not gurus, and this is not going to get overwhelming. We're going to keep this very high level and simple and just give you the highlights. We also want you to know that we are definitely not sponsored by anyone here. We just really believe that everyone should be getting in this game because you can save money when you get into the points game, even if you don't travel a lot.
And for those serious travelers or aspiring serious travelers, make sure you stick around to the end because we have our little not bonus hack, but we have some bonus information for you at the end that's going to help your travel game. Okay, so the first thing that you need to know is you need to pick one membership as your main points program. For example, it might be Aeroplan, might be WestJet, it might be Avion, but you need to pick one and focus on that one.
Yeah, just see what suits your needs the best. In the past, we used to be Avion people, and now we're into the Aeroplan game, but we'll get into that. The reason for this is because you want to be able to accumulate those points. Getting, 5,000 points here and 10,000 points over here and 50,000 points here isn't going to help you. So that's why we really recommend that you get onto one program and focus on that.
And what do you think the number one program that we're going to suggest is? It's Aeroplan, Air Canada Aeroplan. We believe that that's the best program for you to accumulate as many points as you can, and it has a bunch of different ways that will help you accumulate those points.
That is, of course, if you're Canadian, which we have a Canadian focus, being Canadians ourselves. The US seems to have so many other different plans, and so we're not speaking to those as much. But if you're not in the points game, regardless of where you are, we still think this is going to be valuable information. For sure. So we think Aeroplan is the best, especially for Canadians. One of the reasons for that is they have a lot of partner airlines. As you can see, Aeroplan has partners around the world, which means if you are booking with Air Canada, but you are flying with any of these partners, rather than join their own membership program, you can collect your Aeroplan points when you're flying with these airlines.
So another reason why we think Aeroplan is the best is because it has a huge amount of retail partners out there, and we're going to explain that in just a little bit.
Yeah, and then thirdly, Aeroplan has an amazing family sharing program. So if we're flying, if our kids are flying, we can pool all those points and be able to use those as a family when we want to redeem them for whatever we want to redeem them for sure. Which we will also get into next.
Okay, so the second thing that you need to know are the ways to collect points. And it might seem obvious, but flights is the first thing we're going to talk about. And it's not just on Air Canada flights that you're going to collect the points. They have a huge list of airline partners that you can also collect those points on.
The second way that you can collect points is by linking through Air Canada's partners. So for example, Starbucks. So many of you are Starbucks freaks out there, and you can link your Starbucks card to your Aeroplan card. And so you're going to collect Aeroplan points, but also you're going to still get your Starbucks rewards points. And with most of these programs, there's also Uber and Uber Eats, the LCBO, and now the Journey plan, which I didn't even know about Journey, but since Aeroplan has encouraged me to link my membership, I have now got a membership with Journey, which is what is that? Pioneer
and Ultramar gas stations.
So we're always buying gas too.
Yeah.
So this is a way to just get more points. And usually when you sign up and link those accounts, you get a few thousand bonus points because Aeroplan wants you to link your accounts.
Okay, so the third way you're going to collect Aeroplan points is through the Aeroplan e-store. And this is something that was new to us a couple years ago, but they have so many retail partners and it's so easy to collect points. And each retail partner has a different points value. For example, it might be 9 points per dollar spent with one retailer and 5 points per dollar spent with the other retailer. However, the only thing you have to do, you log in through the Air Canada website, through Aeroplan eStore, and then it takes you to your Amazon cart. It takes you to whichever site that you're looking for, and it's really easy. It's one extra click and you're going to gain all those extra points. So a very easy way to accumulate Aeroplan points even without flying.
Exactly. So the other way that you can collect your travel points is through other travel partners. So with Aeroplan, their travel partners are different hotel brands, from Best Western to your Holiday Inns. You can also get them through rental cars, and if you're headed to the airport and you use Park and Fly, which we very often use Park and Fly, you can also grab some Aeroplan points for your Park and Fly fees that you pay. So they have a ton of partners.
For sure. And the fourth way that you're going to accumulate points might seem weird, but you can actually buy points. And Aeroplan has deals where if you spend a certain amount on purchasing points, you actually get more than you're buying, kind of thing. So
yeah, we thought it was kind of weird at first to like buy points, but actually when they have certain deals, you're actually getting more points than what that cash would be worth if you're then trying to book a flight. So it's actually just another way to collect points.
For sure. Okay, so the third thing that you need to know are the ways to redeem your points. And again, just like earning the points, the first way we're going to talk about is your flights. So obviously that's our favorite because you can use your points to book your Air Canada flights, or you can, as long as you're booking through Air Canada, you can book through any of their partner airlines as well, and still earn your points, or you're able to redeem your points through their partner airlines. And that goes for the economy tickets, might be premium economy, latitude, and maybe even business class. But stick around to the end because we're gonna let you know how you can maybe fly business class for free.
Yeah, and without using all the points you might otherwise need if you were buying your business class ticket. But yeah, we just did that. We booked we're flying on Turkish Airlines, but because we booked through Air Canada, they had a better Turkish Airlines flight, and we were able to book that with our Air Canada points.
And for you frequent flyers or frequent travelers, we booked our flight back home to Canada, business class, and it cost us that much. So stick around to the end and we're going to tell you how we did it.
The second way that you can redeem your points is through hotels. So most hotels, I mean, even some boutique hotels we have seen on the site where you can use points to pay for your hotels. And honestly, we're still using up Avion points, I think, from an old credit card to book hotels this time around. So if you have that layover, or you are wanting to spend an extra night in a city, this is a great way to save a few $100s by booking on points. So you don't always have to be flying. You can book a hotel.
And not that we book a ton of hotels, but we haven't paid for a hotel in the last couple of years. Pretty cool.
So definitely a great way to redeem your points.
Yeah. Okay, so the third way you can redeem your points is shopping at the Aeroplan eStore, which we don't really do because we like accumulating our points and we like our points to pay for our travel. However, if you're not traveling and you're shopping on the Aeroplan eStore, might as well use your points to pay for those purchases.
Yeah, we don't buy a lot because we don't have a place to put things. But we were just on the eStore today and I saw, they have Christmas deals and you can cash in. They have a deal for redeeming your points on KitchenAid appliances is like the deal of the day. So it's things like that. So again, you don't have to be traveling to collect points and take advantage of them and redeem them.
You can also redeem your points to purchase an Air Canada gift card, maybe for a family member for Christmas or their birthday.
Okay, the fourth thing that you need to know about travel points is it is always good to look at other memberships. I know point one for us was we told you to concentrate on one program, which is true. You do want to concentrate on one. However, that doesn't mean that there might be another program that you could really benefit from. So for us, for example, that was with British Airways. We have never ever flown on a British Airways flight yet. Nothing against them, it hasn't come up as our part of our itinerary. However, they partner with Airbnb, which Aeroplan does not. And we book a lot of Airbnbs. And so we now book our Airbnbs through our basically e-store with British Airways, and we earn like 2 points, sometimes 3 per dollar spent on our Airbnbs. And we've never even taken a flight, but we already, and we've only been doing this for about 6 months, have like 30,000 British Airways points.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't we? So it is worthwhile looking perhaps at other programs if they maybe partner with a retailer or an airline or are an airline that you would use a lot. It's sometimes worth having that second membership.
Okay, so another membership that you should sign up for would be hotel memberships. And it could be like at the Hilton, it could be at the Best Western, whichever hotel chain that you frequent, sign up for their membership. And our example that came in really, really handy was when we had a long layover in London and we were staying at the Hilton and we went to check in early, and we were about 5 hours early, but we were like in need of sleep. And it was like 75 British pounds, which is a lot of Canadian dollars. And we actually thought about it, and we were going to because we actually needed the sleep. And then the lady asked us if we were a Hilton Honors member, which we both are. I haven't used that forever, but Janet knew where her account number was in her notes in her phone. She pulled that out. And we got free early check-in because of it. So sometimes it might seem like I'm never going to use this, but that actually saved us 150 Canadian dollars basically. So I would sign up for them. And again, if you don't like all of the emails that they send to you, unsubscribe to the email list and you're still a member.
Yeah, it's one of those things that takes 5 minutes to do, and you think I'm not gonna be loyal to this brand, or I don't travel enough or stay in enough hotels, or like us, we're not loyal to one brand of hotel because it just matters on where we're staying and what's more convenient. But just in that one instance was like, that was worth the 5 minutes it took me to sign up for that when I booked the hotel probably 10 years ago. And again, like Mitch said, you don't want to be inundated with the emails. Don't cancel your membership, just unsubscribe. You don't need all their emails, but you want that membership number. The other thing is, the first person to get upgraded at a hotel, if they're getting full and they still want to sell rooms, they're going to upgrade their members first. Yep. They might hold your luggage. You just never know what perks are going to be there. So sign up for those.
Perks are good.
They are.
Okay, so the fifth thing that you need to know about travel points is a myth about points. And guess what? They do not expire.
Yeah, for sure. I think they used to in the past, but I mean, you have to not collect or redeem or have any activity on your accounts these days for like 3 years before those points are going to expire. So don't be worried that you have to use these points in the next year or 18 months. Because no, you can collect them. As long as you keep collecting, you can just keep those points accumulating until you are ready to travel.
Exactly.
And another myth, and I think this goes back to the days of air miles and what an awful program I think that used to be. There was blackout periods. You could never fly when you wanted to. They were limited flights. They only put you, I think, possibly on the worst or the flights that people weren't paying for. But not with these plans these days. No. I mean, when we had our Avion and with the Aeroplan, you have access to all the flights that you could pay cash for. So definitely, although maybe it was a thing of the past, travel points programs aren't like that these days.
No. Okay, so another myth is that the US has all the awesome travel points programs and Canada doesn't have anything. And we're here to tell you today that that's not true.
No, it's totally worth getting in the game here. And that's why we wanted to share this with you because we kind of felt that way, I think, until a couple of years ago, and we've just try to dive into it a little bit more. And I think the fourth myth would be you are not going to be bombarded with a wallet full of cards. You know, where people are like, I can't handle another membership card in my wallet. No, it's 2024. This is all digital now. You have it on your phone or it's on an app. And so if you're worried about just carrying around a wallet full of membership cards that you'll barely ever use, that's really not the way it is. Some people still have their old Aeroplan card. My brother has that orange and white one. Now they're red, but they also are just on your phone in your wallet, which you always have your phone. So you're never going to forget to bring it, and you're just going to be able to scan that at the stores. But if you're shopping through the e-store, obviously you're just signed in online. So those are the myths that we just wanted to bust. Trust us, it's actually worth doing this, even though we live in Canada.
Okay, so if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much, because you are in luck. If you are a frequent traveler or you're aspiring to be a frequent traveler in the future, we have some awesome information for you. And the number one thing that we can tell you is to get a travel credit card.
Yeah, if you really want to be in the game, a travel credit card is really where it's at. Obviously, or maybe not, the first and best thing about the travel credit card is you are double dipping on all of these bonuses and points. So anytime you're shopping through the e-store, anytime you're collecting points that we just previously talked about, when you're buying that with your credit card, you're getting points. And when you're buying things that don't otherwise get you points, you know, gas,
food,
groceries, restaurants, you're still accumulating points. So we highly recommend it. I mean, we basically use our one credit card wherever we go, and we put all of our expenses that we can on that credit card so that we're getting points every time we use it. And there's different cards you can get. Here in Canada, there's CIBC and TD, and I believe Amex all have Aeroplan cards. And then there's cards like the American Express that when you collect those points, even if it's not an Aeroplan card, American Express points can be converted into Aeroplan points. So double dipping is probably the best perk about the travel credit card.
No, absolutely. And you'd be so surprised every month when you pay your bill. Again, like Jan said, we put everything on that one credit card, and the amount of points that we get from it is awesome. So the second point about getting a travel credit card would be all of the perks. Now, every travel credit card will have maybe a different set of perks and all of that kind of stuff, but most of them would have a lost luggage perk. And again, not that you want to lose your luggage, because that's not a perk, but if that were to happen, if your luggage is lost for a minimum of, I think it might be like 6 hours, you get a certain dollar value. If it's lost more than 24 or 12 hours, you get another different dollar value there as well. And other things might be travel insurance. I think most travel credit cards will insure you out of the country for like 30 days, which is really cool if you're going away for a couple weeks.
Extra.
Exactly. And travel insurance does cost a fair amount, kind of things. So if your credit card is paying for that, that is awesome.
And it's pretty good coverage, you know, getting you back home and, you know, in case of emergency. So it's nice to have that peace of mind. The other amazing thing with these travel credit cards is you watch and you sign up at the right time. They have amazing sign up bonuses. So they might give you a certain number of bonus points. Like for us, it'd be Aeroplan points just for signing up. And then you get, when you do a minimum spend of like $1,000 in the first month of having the credit card, you get more points. And then another minimum spend after 6 months or 12 months. And so after the 12-month period of having that card, you can really accumulate a lot of bonus points, and it can really just propel your point status with Aeroplan at least, and possibly other credit cards.
No, for sure. And another reason is the special gifts or the credits that they give you. For example, on your birthday, they're going to send you an email and give you a couple of items that you can pick for your birthday gift. And it might be some e-upgrade credits, which we might get into in a little bit. It might be a lounge pass or a couple lounge passes at the Maple Leaf Lounge, or it could be like 1,000 extra Aeroplan points. So definitely those perks are really, really cool.
Yeah, it's really interesting how this works. And we actually, to be honest, don't even fully understand how they all work. Now, different credit cards, when you're doing these credit cards, they are going to have different fees associated with it. And those fees will then depend a lot on what sort of perks or extras you're going to receive with that card. So there's really a card for everyone, even if you're just entry level and don't want to pay a high fee or no fee. You can get a pretty low fee credit card that has some nice bonuses attached to it. For us, for example, you just have to look at your situation. We got with our latest one, we have lounge passes. And we always look to get a lounge anyway when we're traveling. And with the amount of traveling that we now do, having 6 lounge passes each is amazing. We know that we don't now have to put that expense out as we're traveling over these next 6 months. We can easily go and book a lounge at every airport. We like the comfortable experience, the all you can eat, all you can drink, the relaxing atmosphere. Sometimes you get showers. Some of them have beds, or a nap room. So it just depends on where you're flying and what time of day. But we love those benefits. And I think that we should also talk about for sure about e-upgrades. With Aeroplan, they have a program with e-upgrades. So when we are cashing in our points, and we just did this recently where we bought a lower class, a premium economy ticket with our points. So that is a lot less points than if we paid a business class points. And then with e-upgrades, which you get throughout the year, and again, like I said, we don't even know. We just seem to get more points than we ever think we should. We're never asking Air Canada, where's our points for this? We're usually looking at our statement wondering how in the hell we got these points, or we got upgraded to elite status. I mean, it's the lowest tier.
Yeah, we're at the lowest tier of the elite status. However, again, not sure exactly how we got there. But again, that comes with its list of perks as well, right?
Because I think we only took one Air Canada flight, but somehow, again, that's why we're not the gurus. So we don't know exactly. We just know it's really working for us. And so then, we use less points, but we could use our e-upgrades that we get with this special credit card to upgrade us to business class.
Right.
So you can either use a lot of, a good amount of points to pay for your business class flight, or you can do this and use the upgrades and there's other gurus out there. So if this is really piquing your interest, at least start with this. But if you want to really get down and dirty, there's other channels out there that cover this in much more detail.
For sure. But if you guys have any questions about what we've talked about, please drop a comment below. We would love to try and assist you with any questions you have. But what our thought process is, all of our long haul flights, so when we fly from Canada to Europe or from Canada to Southeast Asia and then back to Canada, we want to try and fly business class, and we want to fly on points. That is our goal. And we just booked our return trip in the spring back to Canada, all on points, and we're flying business class. And that is really awesome.
Yes.
So there's travel credit cards out there for everyone. For us, we travel a lot. So we want to accumulate as many Aeroplan points as we can so we can use those points to cash in for our business class flights, when we're heading out and when we're heading back, kind of thing. So for us, that works really well. And one thing when Jan was talking about the different credit cards, and our credit card we have right now, again, we're not sponsored, is a TD Visa Infinite Privilege credit card. So it has a higher annual fee for our 2 credit cards. However, like Jan alluded to, it allows us an app called the Visa Companion app, and that app has a whole slew of perks and benefits. One of the big ones for us, like Jan said, is we each get 6 lounge passes, and those aren't the Maple Leaf Air Canada lounge passes, because as long as we're flying on Air Canada or any of Air Canada's partner airlines, we can get into the Maple Leaf Lounge because of our credit card. But this Visa Companion app gives us 6 lounge passes each for like Plaza Premium lounges. So basically every time we fly, we're hitting the lounge. And
yeah, like even when we're flying, like we're leaving shortly and we're flying Ryanair, but we are going to be in a lounge before then, thanks to our credit card. Before we jump on the Ryanair flight, we're going to sit in the lounge, which is great because when you're flying the discount airlines, you have to pay for every coffee, glass of water, like everything. So this way we'll get our food and our drink in before we leave, and we won't have to buy anything on the discount airline. You know, like I think the tiny little instant coffees are like €350 the last time we flew on EasyJet. So to be able to just have the lounge before our discount airline experience is amazing. And when we fly business class, we will get the business class lounge that is in that airport. I think we're doing Turkish Airlines, which we've never done, so that will be exciting to see how that how it fares next to the Air Canada business class. But yeah, so we just wanted to do this. We don't think anyone should be leaving points on the table. We think everyone can take advantage. Like we said, even if you're not huge travelers or traveling at all, just take advantage of these travel points, because you just from shopping, and you can then use them to shop again. And let's face it, everyone at some point at least needs a hotel room. So let them add up. This is literally down the road, cash in your pocket. So we fully believe it's worth the time that you just take to set it up. And after that, it's one extra click to get you through to these e-stores. That's one of the ways that we keep talking about, but that is maybe the most frequent way you're going to be accumulating your points, other than, of course, if you get the credit card and you're just using that every time too.
Yeah. So our question for you guys is, what are you waiting for? The points are there for you to grab.
So take them.
And
if you found this helpful, please give us a thumbs up.
Exactly. And if you haven't subscribed, we love if you subscribed and followed us around on our journey. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers. The lady asked us if we were Hilton Honors members.
Can you say fifths and myths in the same sentence?
Okay, well, about